Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It's Monday, February the 13th. I'm Andrew Gagan. Well, it was a mixed end to the week on global share markets. On Wall Street, the Nasdaq ended lower as mega-cap growth stocks lost ground as treasury yields moved higher. It was the Nasdaq's first weekly fall of the year, down almost 2.5%, while the S&P 500 was down just over 1% for the week, and the Dow losing around 0.1%. Well, shares of ride-hailing firm Lyft plunged by more than a third after a downbeat profit forecast, while also lowering prices, with investors concerned it's failing to keep up with rival Uber. Uber shares also falling. Well, the energy sector jumped as oil prices climbed on Russia's plans to cut crude supplies, while the consumer discretionary sector fell. When Europe, stocks fell, with sportswear maker Adidas warning of a potential loss this year for the first time in 3 decades. Its shares slumped more than 12% in the latest downgrade, triggered by its split with Kanye West, with inventory of the rapper's Yeezy brand likely to be written off, resulting in a €700 million loss. Well, US monthly consumer prices have been revised up for December, raising the risk in the eyes of some economists of higher inflation in the months ahead. The consumer price index edged 0.1% higher in December rather than falling, while October and November readings were also revised up. Yields on the benchmark 10-year Treasury note rose to their highest in more than a month following Thursday's auction of 30-year bonds that saw weak demand. Those yields also rose as investors look ahead to Tuesday's US consumer price data for signs that inflation is continuing to moderate. Well, a Reuters survey of economists shows the CPI climbing 0.4% month on month in January, and the core CPI gaining 0.4% as well. And further boosting yields was the University of Michigan's preliminary report showing consumer sentiment improved to a 13-month high in February, but that expectations of higher inflation continued. Well, major currencies were mixed against the US dollar, with the Aussie trading at 69.15 cents at the close. Well, the local share market is set to begin the week flat, with ASX futures no movement there whatsoever. And over the week, the ASX 200 fell 1.7%. Oil prices rose more than 2% on Friday, taking gains for the week to more than 8% on Russian plans to cut oil production next month. Russia will cut production by 500,000 barrels a day, about 5% of its output. Base metals fell at the end of the week. Copper futures down close to 2% in response to weak Chinese demand. Gold moved higher despite higher treasury yields, with the spot price at $1,864 an ounce. And crypto prices were relatively muted over the weekend, with Bitcoin trading just below $22,000. Turning to the week ahead locally, we get NAB business survey on Tuesday, CBA household spending indicator, and labour force for Thursday also. And on Friday, the Reserve Bank Governor Philip Lowe will appear before the Parliamentary Economics Committee. And overseas, a big set of data out of the States. US consumer inflation expectations on Monday, followed by the US Consumer Price Index on Tuesday, retail sales, US producer prices, and the Conference Board lending indicator on Friday. Today, we'll get earnings results from Horizon, Beach Energy, carsales.com, Endeavour Group and Lendlease. Some have already dropped. IAG seeing modest volume growth and an increase in customer numbers for FY23. And JB Hi-Fi's revenue and net profit increasing, net profit jumping more than 14% to just shy of $330 million. And that is your day ahead. We'll see you again tomorrow.